This is an important 2 years for the girls, especially ahead of World Cup. Serena's got lots of time to be able to pick our squad.
We need our midfield to be firing a bit more. We need more legs in there. We need more support to Leslie. Jess Fishlock.
What she did for Wales is let little girls dream, and I know we say that before, but obviously they've kind of paved that pathway, and Wales are going to massively miss her.
Katie McCabe, she's the linchpin. She's the linchpin in that squad, and coming up with the goods, being the big player when they need her.
I'm going to say a big shout out to Khiara.
She has to get a massive shout out because she is like set in motion a wave of young black girls who want to be in goal and can see that they can get to the very, very top.
Welcome back to Crossways with our remote edition. It's me, Steph Houghton, and the lovely...
Ian Wright, actually.
Oh, very posh.
Thank you very much. How are you, Steph? I missed you.
I'm good. I've missed you too. Yeah, nice. All good. Thank you. It's nice to be back.
It's really good to be back. I've been doing quite a lot. Just mainly, obviously the Baller League. Did you see it?
Oh, can I tell you that we actually watched it as a family, and we've got right into it now because I was like, this is Wrighty's team and Shearer's team, and they played against Micah, and hey, it's dead competitive, isn't it?
You know what happened is that because they've been giving us so much stick since they found out, because we finished 10th last year, so we're the laughing stock of the Baller League, and everybody's saying that Deportivo is going to cane us and kill us. And so, because we've got a better team now, and so we're playing, and we hammered them, we did.
You
from
did,
back
to
to
be
front,
fair.
And then Micah started calling us Stoke City. And like...
So like you're Tony Pulis, yeah?
We're Stoke City and we're MMA, Daniel was saying, and we've been training for MMA, and what it is, we stifled their very best player, there's been a lot of back and forth with our team. They were putting stuff on Instagram about what they're going to do to us, and we beat them, and it was really good because Micah and Daniel on the other line, it was all good fun.
Yeah.
But then once he said Stoke, then now the commentators are now saying, oh yeah, it was they've kind of like taken it as their narrative. Oh, it was yeah. And so I got in touch with the Baller League guy who I deal with, and I said, right, that's it. I'm not doing no more interviews with that guy or that commentator for calling us Stoke. We're playing 6-a-side. We're very organised and we've got quality. Did you see our goal? We scored an amazing goal.
It was so good.
What I mean? It was so good. And so now I've got something to use for my team. So as I can say, it's us against the world. They think we're Stoke.
I did see a different side here. I did see a little bit of it last season when it wasn't going as well and you were coming in and you were dead frustrated and you were like, I just never wanted to be a manager. But it's nice that you've won the first game.
Honestly.
But also, I know how competitive you are. Who's the next game against?
So SDS.
Who's their manager?
That's Sharky's team. And they won it last year. So this is brilliant. For us to play, it's like we're starting the season like Arsenal did, playing all the top teams. So it's good for us to get a gauge, because what I've learned from what our players last season, we kept 5 of them on Steph, and the mentality now, knowing how bad it was for us last season when we were doing stuff and we're getting hammered and getting beaten, it's all changed now because like everybody's mentally tuned in. So it's good fun.
I'm going to come and watch in a few weeks, actually.
Tell me when you're ready.
We'll do Crossways and then I'll come and support you. So
that'd be really nice of you, Steph.
I might not have the same effect as Gary Lineker, but I'll be there.
No, you will have the same effect as Gary Lineker. Don't worry.
Anyway, so you were at the game last night, weren't you, Ian?
Yes, Steph. You know what, Steph? The last 2 games, again, there's a lot of things that Serena's probably she's got the time now to address them because the World Cup's 27, bringing in new players and that. But it was good to see them start last night in that game. But like the sending off, Steph,
Yeah.
You wanted to see, I thought Lucia Kendall was fantastic.
She was, wasn't she?
She was brilliant. And that's what you want to see because like Serena's saying that she loves the way she plays. She loves her awareness on the pitch. She loves her braveness. The fact that she's always, last night, Steph, she always wants it. Mm-hmm. She played the game like somebody who's gone to another level and is very comfortable there. She's unlucky not to score. But what I liked about her is the fact that she was so confident. If you can compare it to like when Ruby Mace came in. Ruby Mace came in, she played a steady game, it's fine. But like she played a game that you think, okay, I needed to see just a little bit more from Ruby because of her stature and how good she is on the ball. And so she played a little bit safer. Mm-hmm. But then you watched Lucia and she was very like, I'm going for this. This is it. I'm in.
Yeah.
And the shame about the whole thing was Alana Kennedy's sending off. It spoiled the game for not only us, but for Australia as well.
I think for like Lucia Kendall, though, coming in, making your first start for England, and I feel as though she's kind of maybe gone under the radar. Like, we haven't really mentioned her as such in terms of last season as a potential to come into midfield. And I was thinking, oh, maybe like Blinkard, Brown, how well she's done at City the start of this season, she might get a bit of a run. But I think in terms of profile, and of course, Australia got one sent off. So actually, for a player that's coming in the debut, it's actually a good game to come into because you do get a lot of the ball. You're able to make a little bit more movement without maybe thinking what's going to happen if I do make a run forward. Yeah. They're not necessarily going to counter. So I think she should be really proud. I think it's so hard to, like we both know, when you make England debut, you want to impress. And this is an important 2 years for the girls, especially ahead of World Cup. And like you said, Serena's got lots of time to be able to pick our squad and to really look at players, and she's definitely must be one that's on the radar because you don't just start against Australia in your first camp as an England senior.
You know what would have been lovely is if it was 11 aside. I'm not saying that Australia, even the way they played against Wales the other day, them trying to progress the ball is something that I'll go on to. But I think when you look at the way they're playing and the way they're trying to play, he's not got the players for it, Joe. Especially like once Mary Fowler comes back, she'll obviously go back up front. But why didn't he play someone like Khiara in the six? Because you're playing Alana, and you saw the mistake she made. It was, you know, something. That's the kind of mistake that a first year pro makes.
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to turn in a position where you can't. You can't turn there. And plus, she's a defender. She's an experienced player, and you're trying to turn there instead of just laying it back. And that just said everything about Australia, because her playing there in itself, Steph, made me think, well, they really are struggling because they cannot progress the ball. Why don't they just go pragmatic? Just go pragmatic, get the ball up to Sam Kerr, who, again, she was running around. She looks really good. She looks quite sharp.
She looks sharp, yeah.
Yeah, and then with those players, it was Caitlin Ford, Mary Fowler when she comes back, whoever it's going to be that can then support, then you're playing further up the pitch where you're not under so much pressure to try and get the ball up there. I don't understand what Joe's doing. He hasn't got much time.
No.
He's only got another couple of games before the Asia Cup. He has to sort something out. He has to get a system that they're comfortable with.
And that's massive for Australia, the Asia Cup, in terms of competing. And I agree. I think in terms of they've got great players in the sense they've got Ellie Carpenter, they've got Steph Catley, Caitlin Ford, Cooney Cross, you've got Mary Fowler come back in, Sam Kerr. But I think in terms of that gap between them players and potential players that are in the squad, it does seem as though there's a little bit of a gulf. And I do think that Australia probably did approach the game against England yesterday. Probably we didn't expect that. And I think Alana Kennedy playing in midfield, and obviously Alana's a good friend of mine, but her position is a centre-half. And I think she knows that deep down. And you can tell that was like a centre-half trying to play a number 6 position, trying to be like a Khiara Walsh, that what Khiara does for England. And it's totally different because you've got so much to... Whereas centre-half, everything's in front of you. As a 6, you've got to be looking behind. And that was a trigger for Russo to go and press. But I think... England v Brazil, I was disappointed with England, to be honest. I think
gosh, it's a bad start.
we got bullied a little bit, I think, in terms of the goals that we give away. We were quite expansive, and I think these 2 games, right, I don't know what you think, they're kind of like, I don't want to say free hits, but I think you've come off the back of winning Euros, you've probably had not much rest as a player, you're going into your club season, so this is just about showing that European champions and you're playing, but it was good for us to win last night. I think that was, even though it was against 10 players.
I think the Brazil game was, again, it was just another testimony to the midfield and what I believe in our midfield with Khiara, with Georgia and Ella, is the legs and the pace. I thought that some of the mistakes we made, even for the first 2 goals, you know, they just got around us and we can't really get away from them. I think Ella made a mistake. I think Khiara, she jumped forward too early when the ball came back, instead of dropping off, maybe letting her control it and then be in a position where, okay, now you have to try and pass it around me, or rather than commit herself and then bam, they're straight into us. And they missed the chance early. They missed the chance early where centre forward, I can't remember her name. She missed a really good chance. And I thought, well, that looked too easy through our midfield. And that is why I'm thinking where someone like a Lucia Kendall can come in. She's got a little bit more legs. You want her to have a little bit more awareness about, I'm not going to jump in there because if I get beaten there, they're straight into the back, into our defence. Yeah. And the only reason why I think Brazil didn't kick on even more is because of the 10, because they went down to 10 men and they kind of dropped off us. And then we had the problem of trying to break through them, and we couldn't really do it.
It's a good test for us, though. I think if we can have a chance to play in Brazil again, I think it would be a great idea, just because we know what they're like. They're very physical. They're all very quick, but also they're very technical. And sometimes you don't get that with the European teams. And ahead of a World Cup, it's good to play them nations. But yeah, I think for me, I've been there when you've had a tournament and you come into these first few games. Sometimes it's not hard to get up for, but it's a different feel. You're back home, you're trying to get settled back into your club football, and then you have an international break quite quick, only after a few games with your club team. So it is hard, but I think these 2 years that Sarina has, it's about trying to find out what the best is in terms of the best balance, whether that's from a physical point of view, an experience and youngsters coming through. I think it's about what's next and that next kind of cycle that we've got for the Lionesses.
I think the midfield is an area, and this again, bringing in, like even seeing Missy play last night. Missy get some minutes as well. I think that those are the girls, Missy, Lucia, those girls. Hopefully, when Jess Park gets back, you want to see them playing in some of these games just to see a different kind of like tempo to us, even.
Yeah.
Because like Leslie at the moment,
isn't it? Really,
yeah, that's what it is. That energy, what they bring, Steph. It's like at the moment, Leslie as a number 9 up front, she's playing brilliant football. A link-up play, a hold-up play, a movement. Everything's really good.
Do you think we tried to rely on her a little bit more in the Brazil game, because like the amount of straight balls that went into her, and I was like, there was actually no one supporting her. But
no support.
I agree. I think she hasn't. For Arsenal, she's played well, but obviously the team hasn't been playing as well as you guys would want them to play. But I think last night, in terms of, even though she finds herself sometimes drifting into the wide area, she's able to contribute in some way, shape or form. And I think she's grown with every game that she plays for England.
You know what's got to happen? I think what I watched a particular incident happen where the ball went up to her from the goalkeeper and from Anna, and she held it, and she must have had it for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, just running around, holding off the defender. And when the ball went up to her, Steph, the players, all of the players, went ahead of her. And then in the end, Khiara tried to come back to give her an option, but we've now got, I believe, the way Leslie's playing, we have to, when the ball goes into her, that should be a trigger for people to say, right, let's get close. So she's got options, someone to pass back to, someone to pass sideways to, or someone to pass back to for someone else to make the run through.
Yeah,
but she gets isolated, and it's a waste. We need to find different ways to utilize how well she's playing at the moment.
It is that tactical little bit, I think, because now teams are probably going to work out that England play a lot through Leslie, and I think obviously a hold-up player is one of our strengths, and it's actually that support from behind, but also, can we actually pull the centre-half out of position and make runs forward? But I think you need a bit of both, don't you? You need that support behind to play the ball forward.
Yeah.
Or if the centre-half doesn't go, it's about Leslie being able to turn and get at people. And I think, honestly, all-round games really, really improving. I think if Alana Kennedy had not took her down, I'd back that she was going to score that goal. Do you know what I mean? That's how confident that we're all in her. But can we have a shout out to Beaver Jones, Wrighty?
Yeah, I'm so pleased for her. She started the season brilliantly. She's England's top scorer last season, and every time she comes in, she looks dangerous. It's a pity she came off with an injury yesterday. Hopefully, she's not too bad. But again, she's making the kind of statement to say, "I am ready for this team. Put me." And like she said in her interview, I'll play wherever I have to play, just to be in the team. And she's a goal scorer. She scores goals.
England's top goal scorer last season, which is impressive, considering she probably hasn't had that many starts in comparison to other people. But I do think, like, obviously with Hempel being out, that left-hand side is a question mark when she's not playing. Yeah. But I do think that she is a potential to fill that gap, and the way that she's playing, I think Sarina has to find some sort of place for her in the side.
Yeah. I think, you know what, when you look at she's at Chelsea. You know what I mean? Like she's filled in with Sam Kerr's injury, Ramirez's injury. You know, she's filled in and she's scored goals. She's done well, and it's the same with England. You know, she's taken a lot on her shoulders. She's like, right, I'm feeling for them and I'm doing well for them. Chelsea's still doing well. She's scoring goals. And then with England, she's waiting for a chance. And every time she gets it, she's making a statement. And that is what you need to do. And this is why Lucia Kendall coming in and playing like she did, again, you know what I mean, making a statement of, right, that looks promising. You I thought Taylor Hines she showed great pace.
Yeah.
On a couple of occasions because Ellie Carpenter's pretty quick. She showed really good pace. She played it very simple. Again, you don't want to make mistakes. People don't understand when you play for England, as much as you want to take the opportunity, you can easily mess up the opportunity by trying things that maybe get cut out, and that's what people focus on. So I thought she played a very good game for the fact that, to be honest, I think, watching how she played last night with that pace, which we do struggle with, I think she should have been in early. I can't understand why, with all her performances at Liverpool, where she's been very good, since she's come to Arsenal, the big club bias, all of a sudden she gets into the England squad. And she's somebody that, she looks like a very good squad member.
I like her. I do. I think it just looks a bit more balanced with her and Lucy on the wings, as in left back and right back. And I think, of course, the more experience she gets at the highest level with England, I think that's going to be a big test. But I do feel as though in terms of balance for the team, I think it does add that natural balance. And she likes to get forward, which is what Sarina likes from her full-backs. And we have players that can kind of hold the fort at the back while the full-backs do what they need to do. So, I think it's exciting to see that we've actually got a left footer that can play left back. That's not Alex Greenwood. So,
Maya Letizier? Over the 2 games?
You know what? I've been impressed with Maya for a long, long time. I think we've been saying that she needs an opportunity. And I looked at the back 4 against Brazil and I'm like, surely it should be the way around. Shouldn't be Letitia and Greenwood playing centre half and Morgan and Carter playing in the full back areas. But I think I was thinking about this the other day and I was thinking, right, okay, as a young player at England, I was probably a little bit like Maya in the sense of you can play different positions in the back 4, and I think for her age and the experience that she's had at Man United as a centre-half, I don't think it does her any harm that she can play a right-back, because I think you have a bit of a appreciation for the role. But I do feel as though her position is that centre-half position. I think sometimes when you've played that for that long and you've played over 100 games for Man United in that position, but I think it does add a little bit of a string to your bow in terms of that versatility will get you in squads and you're going to be able to be used, because we know that Lucy Bronze is not going to be here forever and we haven't really got that replacement right back yet. But I thought she was impressive last night. I think she just did her job. And like you were saying with Taylor Hines, simplicity is the best when you come into the England team. It's just to play simple, don't try too hard, and just be the leader that she has been for Man United. And I think there's obviously been a lot of noise around her, and rightly so, because she's been playing well. But I think she took her opportunity that she had last night, which is good for her.
I'm quite pleased because obviously it's tough for the 2 games simply because there was players sent off in both games. But she's been in the squad long enough to get these opportunities, and for somebody who can play right centre back or right full back, I think that she's been very patient for a player that's played so consistently well for so long. And to see her get a chance, you just hope, I should say, that when the games get tougher or we get into a tournament situation, she will trust these players again and get them again. And I think that the lead up to the World Cup is the time to get to look at as many players as you can, so as you can say, right, yes, I can trust her. I'm going to bring her, because we do need something different. We need our midfield to be firing a bit more. We need more legs in there. We need more support to Leslie, and then I think Esme Morgan just looks very accomplished.
Yeah.
Again, it's very difficult against teams where you're playing against 10 men where she has more time on the ball, but her confidence and her progression of the ball, you could see that Esme will probably be one of the main centre backs.
I agree.
In her team now, without a doubt.
I think that Serena's a real big fan of Esme's, and I think obviously I know that Esme's developed so much in the last few years, and obviously she went to the Spirit to go and get game time, and she was trusted in the Euros, especially in games like Sweden when we're 2-0 down, to come on, and her pace is a really good attribute for the team in terms of in that centre-half position. But the biggest thing for me is with the ball. I think she's one that can break lines and she can step into midfield, and she's confident doing that. And it's just going to be interesting who the partner's going to be, if she's going to be a mainstay. And obviously you've got Leah to come back in, and you've got players like Letitia, you've got Carter, you've got Greenwood that can all kind of come in and do that. So these next 2 years and team lineups are going to be definitely very interesting.
I think she's going to be, obviously Leah's going to come back, and hopefully she'll come back to a high standard she can. But I think when you watch Esme and and her posture, her stature, she's going to be the one. I think she'll be our main right side. I genuinely do.
Big shout out to Khiara.
Khiara, yes, she has to get a massive shout out because as much as people will know, I should say, it's Black History Month, and to see a black goalkeeper, the first time England senior team has had a black goalkeeper, Steph, it's monumental in respects of a black family, even for boys. You know, when you're growing up, wanting to play football was something that was very much scorned at, scoffed at by parents because it's all about education and doing well and not being stupid for trying to chase this football dream. So you can imagine what it's like for a young girl. And then to say, I want to be a goalkeeper as well, right? So we're in times now where obviously those things have changed, but we're 2025 and we've now got our first black goalkeeper. What Khiara has done without even realizing is that she is set in motion a wave of young black girls who want to be in goal and can see that they can get to the very, very top. And to do it in Black History Month is coincidental, but it's really, really, people will underestimate what this means and the ripple effect this will have.
It's so powerful. And honestly, I couldn't think of anyone better to do it in terms of Khiara. I think she probably doesn't know the stuff that you've just said there. She probably has no idea. And that's what I love about her, that she just wants to play and she wants to play for England, and to make her debut for England in Manchester, where she's from, is pretty special. And we've spoke so much about her from a City perspective, but I think obviously the goalkeeper union for England, it's really competitive, especially with Hannah Hampton. So to be able to get a chance and to do it the way that she did and play the way that she did, she should be so proud. And like what you said, it's about breaking down barriers, and she's been able to do that.
And she doesn't even know, like you're saying, good luck to her. All you want now is for her to get herself back to her club, get in that team, really impose herself as a goalkeeper and the shot stopper that she can be, and the ball playing player she can be.
Yeah.
Instead of, when she's there with England, she looks like she's having so much fun. She's always smiling. She loves, you see her, she diving around the place. And what you want is for her to have a consistent run to start to really build her game and the confidence side of what she does and just grow even more in what she's doing. So, fingers crossed to her, but it's great to see her on. It was great to see her on. And I don't know if it's going to happen with Sarina. If we're seeing these players, and we will see them again when it really comes to the crunch. But I just do hope that in these next games, that we see more players. I'd like to see Lucia Kendall again. I'd like to see probably Taylor Hines again. I'd like to see Laetitia playing again. Probably, maybe Khiara Keating, another game, because that game, it was just before we knew it. It's one of the poorest starts I think England's had for a long time. Yeah. Against, like you say, a very technical, physical side. Before she knew it, she's facing like 3 shots and 2 of them went in. But in the main, I like this vibe, what's going on with Sarina at the moment. I really do. I like the fact that people look like they may get a chance. And the only reason why I do like that is because you don't want people going to the squad, Steph, that you might know. I knew it. Going to the squad knowing I've got no chance. Yeah,
that is the worst place to be. And I think Lucia Kendall's a great example. I think she's been playing well for Villa this season. I think that you have to take into account your club form. There's a lot of people that potentially in the past, me included, I probably haven't played as well for club, but I start for England. And for you as an individual, that's not a good place to be in, because it doesn't bring competitiveness. It doesn't push you. Whereas now, the likes of Grace Clinton wasn't even in the squad. You've got the likes of Jess Parks that wasn't able to be in the squad because she's injured. And now there's competition for places in that midfield berth, with the likes of Lucia Kendall taking her opportunity like she did last night. So I agree. I think it is a time just to try and see what people are about and give them opportunities ahead of basically big games that are going to be coming up in the next couple of years. Just to finish off with, just quickly with Australia and Joe, I think he's going to have to, like I say, he's going to have to change that. He's going to have to change that style, because even watching Khiara Keating cross in that 10, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So, he's not got many, I think 2 camps maybe, another one, maybe 1 camp. 2 games against New Zealand it is. And then they've got to go into the Asia Cup, and we know what that means to Australia. So hopefully he can sort that out sooner rather than later. Wrighty. The Instagram reel that you sent me from Rhian Wilkinson, the Wales manager. Do you want to explain? You know something? What I loved about it is the blatant honesty of her.
and how she wasn't satisfied. They asked her, she said, "I did not enjoy that game at all." And you don't really hear that a lot. And she was talking about her team and what her team were doing and what she obviously wanted them to do that didn't happen. And just being brutally honest about what she wants and what she wants for Wales. Because let's face it, you don't have to ever question their endeavour and their heart. But as much as I can understand what she's saying, it's still got to have the quality to do what she's trying to do. But then again, Steph, maybe what she's even asking them to do, that she believes they can do, they're not doing it well enough. Because for a manager to come out and say they didn't enjoy the game at all, then they didn't see what they wanted them to do. You know what I mean? So I like the honesty with us and obviously with the players. And I think that, again, like the players, it sounds to me like she just wants the players to step up and do the best they can with the capabilities that they've got.
It did seem a bit of a frustrated interview, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, they haven't won in 11 games, which is big. And the first game, obviously, since Jess Fishlock's retired. So
Yeah.
I think knowing Rihanna as a person, I think she's obviously passionate about playing a certain style of football. And she was even mentioning that it could have been 10-10 against Poland last night, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah, I do like the honesty. I think as a player, you just want her to be able to tell you that face to face before she goes to the media. But there's no surprise if she's done that already. So
yeah. You know what I was thinking with it as well? Just, I hope she's not getting too frustrated to the point where she's now making that kind of statement in an interview, Steph, where, like you mentioned there, you hope she said that to the players, because if the players are hearing that firsthand in an interview, then you like to think there might be problems coming off of that. So hopefully she would have told them before, because that's the kind of thing, that's a rally call from a manager who I feel sounded exasperated and frustrated. So I admire the honesty, but, fingers crossed for Wales. And again, we have to mention just Jess Fishlock and, what she's done for Wales women's football, retiring. And you know what? Honestly, the moment scoring the first goal in the championship for Wales, it's like it's a blessing. It's
like
blessing.
It's meant to be, isn't it? That it was her, because she's been such an icon. And I think to have that many caps, 166 caps, and bearing in mind Wales haven't reached that many tournaments, whereas you look at players that have got 100 caps, that's like including a Euros or a World Cup where you play 6 or 7 games. And I think just that dedication to our country, but also she's a fantastic player. She was obviously, when she played in WSL, she's playing in America now, but I think what she did for Wales is let little girls dream. And I know we say that before, but obviously they've kind of paved that pathway, and Wales are going to massively miss her, but obviously she deserves to go out after that Euros and obviously scoring that goal.
You know something? People will look at 166 caps and remember, like you rightly said there, they haven't really qualified for many tournaments in that. So you can imagine the games that she's played in with the caliber of player she is, and just to keep going, losing a lot of those games, and to keep going, to be the one to score, even though they didn't win the game, to be the one to score that goal, she's a shining light, man. Because like I can imagine there would have been games where she's playing where she probably think, oh my gosh, what am I doing?
They've got to try and keep her in the game somehow.
I think so, without a doubt.
Whether it's on the coaching or something, she needs to be
around the
in.
Wales squad. I think in this time, with her leaving now, with the amount of years she's been there, her leaving now, she must have some foot in that dressing room, simply because she needs to be there. They need to see her. I think they've got to try and bring her in like that.
It would be so smart for them to do it, because I think if you're bringing in these new generations of players and new generations of Jess Fishlock, who would be best to learn off than actually Jess?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
yes.
Talking of 100 caps, Katie McCabe.
Wow. Congratulations. Hat-trick as well.
Yeah.
Another player that's like lifted the game for the Republic of Ireland ladies. She's been fantastic as well for her country. Really pleased for Carla Ward. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It seems like Ireland now, they're getting to tournaments. They're doing well. They're starting to believe. They've got a manager now that seems to have got them going a bit now. They've got belief. And Katie McCabe, she's the linchpin. She's the linchpin in that squad, and coming up with the goods, being the big player when they need her. I'm pleased for her again with her journey and what she's doing for her country. Obviously pleased for her with Arsenal as well. But again, another player that has to carries a team, carries a country on her shoulders with the pressure that she has when she's playing for Republic of Ireland, and doing it very, very well, doing it brilliantly.
Yeah, leading the team the way that she does, I think and she just seems to step it up for Ireland, doesn't she? She actually loves wearing that green jersey, and a good result. I think Ireland scoring the last minute meant that they're qualifying to Group A, which is
another
amazing.
massive thing for them. Yeah, Group
Do
A.
you know what I mean? Like that just shows how much work Carla and the rest of her squad and the staff are doing there. They've made some great strides, and long may it continue.
Long may it continue for Republic of Ireland and Katie McCabe of Arsenal.
Of Arsenal. Go on the Arsenal.
So, predictions, Steph?
Yep.
What's
That
happening
time.
with predictions? Yeah. You're probably hammering me.
And I missed a few weeks, but yeah, that's fine. Just going to drop that in there. First place is Kay with 37 points, so congratulations.
Nice one, Kay.
I'm in fifth with 33 points.
Wow.
And Ian, you're in 32nd with 26 points.
I've got to do something.
But this is a big week, okay?
It's a
so
massive
positivity.
Week. You know what? I'm going to really go into my prediction brain and think deeply.
Do you want me to read out the fixtures? Or...
Yes, you read them out.
Do you want to do the first one?
Yeah.
Right. This is on Saturday, so Chelsea v London City Lionesses.
Right. I'm feeling a Chelsea win at home. Even though the Lionesses, I'm starting to feel something. But I think that Chelsea, it's a game Chelsea have to win there at home. So I'm going to go Chelsea 3-1.
I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea.
2-1. Okay. Man City, West Ham. I'm going to go City. City to beat them.
What score?
I feel like Bunny's going to bring some heat. I'm going to go 4-0.
I'm going to go 3-0.
Okay. You just done one less.
No, actually, I'm going to go 3-1.
Okay, you give them a go.
Yeah.
Villa, Everton.
Ooh, this is a hard one. This one.
It
I
is
just
a
don't know
hard
what
one.
we're getting from Everton nowadays.
You know something? I feel but that's like.
What's
Villa.
your mate saying? Is she feeling confident?
Which one? I've got so many mates.
Oh yeah, I know. Your striker mate.
You're talking Vignol?
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping that she's going to kick it. You know what I'm going to go for? I'm going to go for Everton to win 2-1.
I'm going to go Villa.
Okay.
2-0.
Right. United, Brighton.
Now, if Michelle's out injured, obviously big shout out to Michelle. Speedy
Mish.
recovery.
Yeah. Hopefully that's not too long, Mish.
I just think Man United are just
so do I. They
efficient.
Feel like
I'm going to go 2-0 Man United.
Well, okay. I'll go 3-0. I'll go 3-0 United, yeah.
Leicester, Arsenal.
Well, we have to win the game. You know what I mean? We should be beating Leicester, if I'm going to be totally honest, without being disrespectful, which I've just been. I'm going to go Arsenal 3-0. There's a lot of 3-0s I'm doing.
I know, I was going to say. I'm going to copy you and go 3-0 as well.
You're going to go 3-0?
Yeah. You just need to win this one.
Yeah, we do need to win it. And was that last one? Tottenham, Liverpool?
Tottenham 2-1.
Yeah, I like in Tottenham. 3-1 Tottenham.
Good.
I'm going to go 3-1 Tottenham.
Right, okay.
I'm going to keep an eye on those because I felt something when I've done those ones.
Did you feel better?
I felt a lot better.
There's some good games there.
I think so, yeah. There's some really good games there. You know what? I hope that London City Lionesses can prove me wrong. Same with West Ham. You know what I mean? I've kind of hammered them with City there. I'm hoping that Everton, because I just feel like maybe away from home, Everton, you know, like they were against Liverpool at the start, they might just feel a bit more relaxed and nick a couple. But, yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one for me, but I'm going to go with Everton. And I feel like United are playing well this season.
Yeah.
And I'm really, like I say, I'm looking forward to see if United do some business in January, because if they do and they stay in touch, I think United can really stay amongst it this season.
Yeah, I think if they can get through this Champions League stage, the way that they perform and be in and around the top of the table, then if they then they could really push other teams.
I do think so.
So
Arsenal we need to get our skates on now, start winning some of these games.
Honestly, these next few weeks are important with Champions League and anyway.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes.
Also, Ian,
go on.
Before we forget, it's someone's birthday, isn't it?
When?
Coming up.
Yeah, I don't talk about birthdays no more.
Have you not got any? Come on, you need to tell us your plans, what you're doing.
You know something? I said I don't want to be surprised by anything.
Oh, no.
Please, I know, I've done that. So Nancy might not
Not even a
listen.
Temu parcel. Can I not send you one?
yeah, I love gifts. I love gifts. But like I said, please don't make it so as it goes too hectic, and then I feel like I'm entertaining. I just want to be, 62. I'm going to be.
Oh wow!
It's really weird because I was thinking about it the other day, and it's like 40 years ago I signed for Palace.
Oh my God!
40 years now.
And look at you now, still flying.
Well, I'm just trying to keep it going, but like, yeah. I don't know. I get really look how weird I've gone.
I know
when
you
go
have gone
when-
weird. I've never seen you like this before.
Because when it's your birthday, I hated my birthday when I was young. It was a nightmare. I'll tell you, that's for another day. So birthday's coming up. It always makes me feel right in my stomach. I feel nervous about it. So
well, we hope you have a lovely day.
I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. 'Cause
Looking
Nancy
forward
and
to
the girls,
seeing you next week.
And you. I'll speak to you soon, huh?
Okay. Thank
love
you,
you.
guys.
Take it
Bye. Love you
easy.
too.